No. Good morning. No, I was going.
Michelle and
Jeanie.
from Limitless Healing Angels, and we are here for Sunday, October 4th reading. And we want to welcome you. And we've got our coffee, so take a moment or two and grab something to drink and or eat or whatever. Have some breakfast with us real quick. And oh yeah, I know I gotta turn them around, but so yeah, just take a moment to get yourself comfy and connect with us while we communicate with spirit through the cards that we have in front of us.
With coffee, communicate.
Cards, coffee, and cosmic communication. Holy mackerel, that's
Tongue twister.
Yeah.
You try it.
Cards, coffee, and cosmic communication.
There you go.
However it wants to come out, it comes out. So.
Well, and we usually only pull 3, but today the messages are a little bit more abundant, I guess, is what the word comes out. You want to go first?
Oh, sure. So my first card that popped out was Stillness, and this card just screamed to me. It didn't. It just kind of was at the bottom of the deck, and I don't usually just grab. I always intuit whatever is there. So it was pulling on me. It was drawing me. It was. I think it's the one that's going to be crowning the reading today. It has such importance for me. That that feeling, that importance, that like this is the draw.
The
this
inner
is here.
stillness.
Yes.
Inner stillness.
So this is, well, inner stillness, but I keep getting about an outer stillness. So with all the chaos going around, it might be a little chaotic week. You have to find the stillness within and create stillness within if you can't find it. Whether that's just taking a walk somewhere quiet, in a park or a neighborhood or whatever, somewhere quiet, or just sitting in silence for a little bit. But you have to create your stillness today, inside and
ripple out. I just think ripple out to everywhere.
Exactly. It'll internalize it, and then it'll ripple out to the world, because it's a lot more to do with all the chaos that's outside. You want to learn how to control that with your energy, so to speak, manipulate your energy so that you can manipulate your world and create change. So if you're finding yourself chaotic today, then just kind of take a minute and find that stillness so that you can um, make your world a little stiller. And then I got the Goddess of the Moon card, which she's just so beautiful. Oh my gosh, Goddess of the Moon energy card. And for today, again, it's, those moon energies are still around us. I can sense them real strong. I don't know about you guys. Yeah, they're just, I love the moon. I'm way more connected to the moon, and I love the sun. I prefer the sunrises, but when it comes to anything emotionally connected, of course, it goes right to the moon. It all deals with our emotional side, our emotional selves. But it's like I don't want to say heaviness, that's the bad word, but it's like a density when it comes to the moon energy that I feel. And I'm still feeling that all throughout my days. Today, especially, I feel very grounded, very thicker energy around me. So that could be part of whatever chaos might be ensuing in your life. And for all today, like, this day is very still. This day is very calm.
It is really quiet, calm.
Isn't it peaceful? I laid in bed for an hour. I'm not gonna lie. I laid in bed for an hour this morning.
Me too.
And I was just like, so peaceful. It's so peaceful. And that's the kind of peace that I just lay there enjoying that moment. And that's what I want for you, is to do the same. So if you find chaos coming at you today, create that space for yourself. Start taking note of the stillness around you that you can create and you can enjoy and just partake in. Because those moments, man, that's what we need to refresh us and rejuvenate us.
Right, exactly.
So this card's going to actually, it came out next, but it's going to wait because these are bringing my focus there. And it's focus and fulfillment. They came out at the same time. It's like an abundance, that peach, that ripeness, for all that's around us in life. So let your focus this day be, there's moon there too. I just noticed that. Even that peach is kind of full moony, huh?
Yeah.
Fullness, the abundance that's all around you. Be grateful. Have gratitude for what is around you today. Have gratitude for everything in your life, and take a moment to appreciate what you have, so that ripples out too into your world so that you can create more of what you want. Turn your focus to more of what you want to see in your life, in your day, and allow that to kind of take over.
And I keep hearing like keep your focus internally instead of what's going on the chaos. Keep it off of the chaos. Keep it on your internal self, your internal you, your real you, your true you.
And this is important. This is one of the main reasons we wanted to share, because we started doing this just for fun to see, what came up. We were doing it together to kind of motivate ourselves to get a little busier and more creative. And it kind of just melded into this. But the importance behind it was for us, we said, we've got to do this because what I get from this, what she gets from this, there's variations because it's all individual. What you get from this, trust that.
Yeah.
If something comes up, grab it and take hold and listen because oh yeah, well yeah. Hearing messages from spirit. I am a clear channel for messages from spirit.
As you're saying, listen.
And I am clairaudient. So but we all have gifts, and we all are psychic to some degree. And all your gifts are different. Everything's about individuality. But if you glean a message from this, take it and honor that and listen to it because it's important. It's a sign that one, you're connecting yourself, that you're becoming more in tune with what is in your life and what's important for you. You're coming into that autonomous state of being where you can connect and trust in what's coming to you and what's coming from spirit. That's huge. A lot of people don't trust in what's coming through from spirit.
I still have issues with that sometimes because I'm clairsentient, so it's like, did I just make that up or did I really feel that? So, sometimes I doubt myself. So it's a learning process for everybody. You just have to trust that that's what is coming from your higher self.
And that actually, when I'm looking at her cards, that actually transitions. I mean, this is huge message
for me
and for me. Unbeknownst to her, I haven't even shared that with her yet. But because the end of the week was kind of a little busy on everybody's part.
Yeah.
So that's why I enjoyed being in bed for so long this morning. I was like, I'm done. I'm tapping out for an hour.
Well, and this could have a different message for you, but this is what I pulled. Well, I started with self-employment, but that means something different to me, and I think that's more going the route we're going and being in tune with my gifts and sharing, as we're saying, be trusting what you're getting. And then the rest is kind of an emotional for me because this came up next and it said I had to leave that way. And my question, I knew it was my grandma. And then grandparents card.
So just know that when somebody tells you that, when spirit's around, if they had a struggle on their way out, if there was something traumatic or they suffered a great deal before they left this earth plane, they chose that. That's part of their path. They wanted somewhere in that an experience. And the connections that we have with those loved ones give us a chance to experience something as well. It's a union that we have together. The people like her and I, when we deal with things, we notice a lot of similarities, and that's why we can help each other. We balance each other. We've learned a great deal in our travels, but
yeah, very much.
Have.
Well, and on the grandparents card, it says you have a special bond with the grandparent that can never be broken. And I definitely feel that, and I feel her with me all the time, and I do know that she is one of the ones that gives me messages that I don't always listen to. I do listen a lot.
She used to follow her around when we lived up in the White Mountains. We were close. We weren't neighbors, but we were down the road a bit. But I'd go over and hang out over her house, and we'd be kind of doing work or whatever. And holy mackerel, her grandmother was like in my ear, and I was just like, yeah, oh my lord. Like she's nagging again. No, she's really good, but she's got you got to learn to interpret the personalities because spirit brings through their personalities. So go ahead, you well, this week for me, this jumped out. I didn't get to share with her. I did. I love James Van Praagh, and one of my friends has worked with him for many, many years.
Oh, I do too.
Well, she's worked with him
Yeah.
like for many years.
No, I mean I like him.
Went on cruises and helped him and whatever. So, but but anyway, like anyway, I love James Van Praagh, but I've always kind of let him a little bit in and pushed him away, and let a little bit in and pushed him away because for years years since I was a kid, I was scared of my mediumship abilities. And so I'd work on them a little bit at a time, and then I'd, deal with all the emotional stuff like, oh, I should be doing more, whatever, blah, 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 beat myself up. And I'm finally starting to step into that. I've actually been asking for that the last year. I've been telling Spirit, I'm ready. And I'm ready to do this, and I want to do this. I want to embrace that gift because that's my most powerful gift. I know that. And once I open that door, I know things are going to totally shift. So I finally stepped in, and he had some 4-day challenge to come up to just kind of get you feeling like what your predominant gift is, and mine is clairaudience and mediumship, of course. And so I did this little quiz, and it came up, and I was like, oh, see, it's time, when the student's ready, the teacher appears.
Mm-hmm.
So I took the thing, and in the class he does these great meditations, and my meditations, my grandfather came up. So for you it was your grandmother, for me it was my grandfather, and I had taken care of him when he died. He had Alzheimer's and dementia, and it was a struggle. And so I physically took care of him when he died, and that was an experience. But it was, and he suffered a great deal in a short period of time. And even though you don't think he suffered, like because he didn't know where he was and he didn't have all that, he physically suffered.
Right.
And it was difficult, but we got to share that experience, him and I. And I didn't look at that right away, not during the time. It wasn't until after he passed that I started to look at the importance of why we had to share that experience. And so I know he had to leave that way for himself, for his reasons, and I've processed all that and gone through it. And I know that I had things that I had to deal with, and taking care of somebody and having to share that kind of intimate relationship with somebody, especially somebody that I really honestly wasn't close with my whole life.
Right. Yeah.
And so for you it might be something very different.
Right. Exactly.
But for this to jump out, and I hadn't shared any of that with her this week because we didn't have a chance to sit down and chat about it. But it was, I recommend that. I recommend that course to anybody. I mean, that was great.
Yeah, I haven't done it yet. It's on there, waiting for me to do it.
Oh my God, it was so good. I love his meditations anyway, but go ahead.
Yeah. And then this was, you'll know in the morning. When you wake up, you'll have a better idea what to do. Relax until then. So that can mean different things. And if you have a specific question you're asking, just relax.
Mm-hmm.
Let the messages come. I keep going back to the messages, but take the stillness, listen for the messages. And a lot of times in yours, I don't know about you guys, but with me, when I'm sleeping, I get pretty good messages. Sometimes, actually, a lot of the times,
Precognitive.
my dreams come true. Sometimes, that can be scary, but I'm coming to grips with that a lot of my dreams come true.
Yeah.
I don't remember my dreams a lot of times, but the ones I do remember have been coming true. So it's not a bad thing. It's not I was a little intimidated by it at the beginning because I was like, what? But, just opening up.
When you get past the intimidation part, you got to realize that all she did was, when she's sleeping, she's traveling into the astral, so she's tapping into all that information that's all there. She's in the Akashic. She's already witnessing what's already there, the potential futures. So when it happens, she's like, oh my God, I dreamed about that. Yeah, well, you were there. You saw it.
Right.
It's just the potential that, because of the path that you're on now, that door could open.
Right.
And so it doesn't have to be as scary. It's just a matter of, it's a control thing.
Which I have issues with, and so does she.
I do.
And we're working on that.
Yes. It's a process. That's part of
it
my path.
is, yeah. It is both of our paths, actually. So letting go of control. So
See, the self-employment thing for me, when that first came out, I was like, oh,
that's a
that's cool, yeah, ha,
beautiful.
ha, And then yeah, it is. I love those flowers. Those are some of my favorite flowers, actually. So but it was transformation with the butterfly and the purples, right? So all I saw was the purpley color, and there's a lot of purple in both the readings.
Oh yeah.
Both, yeah. So, a lot of transformation and magic, right? So, but that's not necessarily what I gleaned from it. With this was more autonomy, because once she was going through the reading, I was getting pulled into her reading, and I felt autonomy with this. So as far as I had to go that way, I had to leave that way, it was their choice. Whoever in your life had to struggle and go through some serious stuff to leave, it's about them becoming stronger as an individual. It's about them finding their way and ending their path in the way that they chose. And so sometimes that can be very difficult to, absorb. But if you, through my experiences, I've learned that that's how we are. We're here. We choose a certain path, and that could vary here and there as we go through life. But ultimately, it's everything we do is our decision, our choice, and so our thoughts create that.
Mine and my thought on that is, even though they're not here on this plane, they're always with you. They're always there. They're always whispering in your ear, moving stuff around.
My grandfather's been with me ever since all week.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, hey, thanks for dropping by.
So yeah, just remember, even though they're not here with you physically, they're always here. You might be tapping on your shoulder or sending a butterfly. My grandma sends butterflies a lot. So that's actually perfect. I just thought of that right now.
So
We good? Anything
yeah,
else?
so ruminate on this, enjoy it, and hope it helps you today. I hope you
All right.
enjoyed your coffee, enjoyed your cards, and your cosmic conversations.
That's right.
Have
Have
a
a good
great
one.
day.
Bye.